Well, senators and guests, it was an honor to be with you today. It is an honor to be able to stand before you as Lieutenant Governor of North Carolina and as President of the Senate, and it's an honor to serve you on a daily basis in this great state. 2 years ago, as we celebrated the 50th anniversary of this legislative building, I shared my passion with you as an architect for great design, and that this building we stand in today is a modern architectural masterpiece designed by world-renowned architect Edward Durrell Stone. To understand the importance that our forefathers placed in the design of this building, the building's architect also designed the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C., Radio City Music Hall, and the Museum of Modern Art in New York City. Many of you, especially the new members here today, will find yourselves engaged in the frustrating verbal battles with this building as you sit in tiny block wall offices and as you try to differentiate one corridor from the next. As an architect, my appreciation lies in the contextual framework within which it was designed. To appreciate any building or work of art, we must place ourselves within the context of its creation. Sometimes within that context, we can understand the story and discover the beauty. This large modern building was placed amongst a sea of Victorian homes in a small southern town 50 years ago. The aerial view of its day looks like a spaceship invaded the capital city. But it was bold, and it was courageous, and it was innovative for its time. Other bold and courageous moves of the day included a scientific and political race to place a man on the moon that captured America's imagination, and Martin Luther King Jr.'s "I Have a Dream" speech that captured America's heart. We all dream big dreams, and we all conjure up bold, courageous, and innovative ideas. But those dreams and ideas must rest upon a solid foundation, just like this building, if they are to stand the test of time. What does that foundation look like in North Carolina? 2 years ago, I mentioned that there was much work to be done to relieve our citizens of the burden of taxation in our great state. You made the bold moves and did the hard work to improve our tax foundation. You placed more money in the pockets of every tax-paying citizen in North Carolina, and you moved our state from 44th in the nation in business tax climate to 17th in the nation, letting the world know that North Carolina is open for business. 2 years ago, I shared that our unemployment rate was 9.1% on that day, and you did the hard work that needed to be done to reduce that unemployment rate to 6.3% today. Because of your bold leadership over the past 2 years, oil and natural gas exploration and production are much closer to reality in North Carolina than they have ever been before. 2 years ago, I mentioned that for the first time in modern history, we have the opportunity to take advantage of technology to transform the world of education. Through your leadership, we are right on the verge of making North Carolina a leader in education innovation. You followed through with your promise to increase teacher pay for the first time in a number of years. You created the North Carolina Education Endowment so that we could invest in excellent teaching, so that we could strive towards an aspirational goal of having our highest performing teachers be amongst the highest paid in the nation. You focused on the importance of reading for third graders, because if our children can't read by the third grade, the hill is often just too high to climb to succeed in life. You realized the importance of the highest standards for education in America so that our students could compete for jobs anywhere in the world. You began the process of investing in digital technology, transformation in our schools. And because of your innovative leadership and the work of many passionate education professionals, teachers, parents, and businesses and nonprofits, I believe North Carolina will be the first state in the country to have every classroom connected to high-speed broadband internet, one-to-one devices in the hands of every child, and teachers who know how to leverage this technology to our kids for new frontiers. When you place that connected device in the hands of that child, you have placed all the knowledge in the world at their fingertips. You have placed every book in the world in their hands. And you have opened up the world of opportunity and possibility to a child who perhaps had no hope. You have effectively begun to bridge the socioeconomic education divide for the first time in the history of our nation. The North Carolina Digital Learning Plan will enable us to move from a one-size-fits-all approach to education to customized education for every child, to make the transition away from extensive high-stakes testing to mastery-based learning, to move from static teaching tools to dynamic digital tools, to move from class-time learning to anywhere, anytime learning, to reach children in each and every school in North Carolina with content and curriculum they have never had access to before. My friends, senators, this plan is not a dream, it is a reality because of you. In fact, your bold leadership created the law that established this transformation, and the digital learning plan is a work in progress. I have a copy of the digital learning plan with me today, and when you leave here today, you will all have a copy of that on your desk. I hope you will take it and read it. But in order for this plan to be successful, it will take continued courage, leadership, and investment for the building of a strong foundation. An architect knows that a great building starts with a solid foundation, and a solid foundation starts with a well-thought-out plan, and that plan starts with a vision. I thank you for being visionaries. The designer of this building envisioned a future where the leaders of our state would come together, despite their differences, to work for the common good. They designed a building open to the people, solely devoted to the legislative branch in government, so senators and representatives could work alongside each other in close proximity to solve the challenges of our state. We have new challenges that face us in North Carolina in 2015, but as designers of North Carolina's future, we will tackle these challenges with boldness and courage. We will build a strong foundation for our future and design a North Carolina that our children and grandchildren will be proud of for many years. A great trust has been placed in you by the people of our state, and I know each of you are up to the task of ensuring that that trust is not breached. I look forward to working with you and getting to know the new senators over the next 2 years. And as always, you have my word that I will preside over this body with all fairness and transparency. May God bless each of you with wisdom, knowledge, and courage as you lead our great state. God bless.